Yeah, I mean, I think you're committing a fallacy by just trying to make an assumption that you can predict the future based on the past. I mean, I think that anybody who actually studies evolution would have to honestly say that there's no, that there's no way of knowing which way any species will evolve in the future.
Yeah.
I mean, educated guesses are the best they can make. I think that this idea that you're trying to come up with about the inevitability of some particular thing happening just isn't supported.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I suppose I'm trying to see it as a possibility, and hope that the human race could somehow come together to improve itself and take itself to a new level that's out of the fantasies that it's in at the moment.
Well,
I guess
and we're getting there.
That's the wish. Yeah.
I mean, we are getting there. I mean, if you look at the way we are right now, the way the world is right now, we're in a much more peaceful time. You know, people.
Well.
Yeah. Look at back at ancient history, and if you look at the wars that took out larger percentages of population at one time.
Right. Percentage-wise, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there just weren't that many people on the planet, but a larger percentage of them died in violent conflicts. They died of disease. They died in disasters, all kinds of things. And we've used our big brains to overcome a lot of these obstacles to human survival. That's why we have 7 billion people on the planet now. And even situations like starvation, people have applied their knowledge of things to...
I think we're going to have to let this be the last part of the response to Hanny, since we're still getting that feedback.
Yeah.
But if you want to say one last thing, then we'll take it off the air.
No, I mean, I'm with you on this.
Right.
That we've definitely been in a better place than what we've been in the last 10,000 years. It's definitely headed in a better direction, anyway, that I can see.
Okay. Well, I like to end on an upbeat note. So, thanks for your call, and email us if you have any more thoughts. And I think constant, steady improvement is the best that we can really do.
Yeah.
But finish your thought.
Well, I mean, if you just look back in history, I mean, and you don't even have to go any further than the Bible to look at the history that it records, and everything that's recorded in there is not fiction. There's actually some history in there, and we can look at sources outside the Bible to find evidence that certain things took place. And especially when it talks about armed conflict, that's fairly easy to verify, because you've got two parties who don't necessarily have an interest in reporting the same events the same way. But if you've got two parties in conflict who record the events in a similar way, you can be a lot more confident that that actually happened. And so based on this, we can look at that and say, well, there were some really bloody conflicts that happened in ancient history. And if you look now, we don't have these things. I mean, we're talking about conflicts that spanned most of what was the known world at that time, and encompassed entire civilizations. And we just don't see that happening in the world today, where one conflict spans entire civilizations and drags whole populations of people down with it. Except for maybe we've got a few genocides going on right now, but even those, percentage-wise, don't compare to the genocides that occurred in some of the ancient societies.
Sure, I'll go with that.
So I think we are getting better, and like you said, incremental progress. That's probably the best we can do.
Right. Richard in Austin, are you there?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Hi, you're on.
Hello, how you doing?
Good,
Fine.
how are you?
How are you?
Yeah, I'm calling. My comments were more or less in line with the last caller.
Okay.
Okay.
So,
you want to elaborate on that?
As human mankind, we're still.
You may want to turn off your TV if it's still on.
We're not we're still questioning a bunch of things that we don't know in regards to creation and how we appeared on Earth and everything. I know everybody. There's still a lot of opinions, and look at the dinosaurs. There's still about 5 different theories in regards to how they disappeared and everything. But my as a thinking person, you think of how how humans exist alongside all the other species, and what makes us so different to them. So that's there's still a lot of mystery, even our own existence on this universe. What is the end of space, infinite space?
Okay, so I'm getting your statement that there are a lot of things we still don't know. Can you get to a point? Richard?
Well, it's not every answer or every answer that people have is not definite, and it's always it's going around in circles. So,
well, not always going around in circles. I mean, there is a systematic way that we have of investigating things that really happen. And coming to a better understanding of actual truth over time, right? I mean, do you agree with that? Like, nobody's going to go back to the point where they're saying that the sun is moving around the Earth. That concept is pretty much dead, and we're pretty sure that the view we have of the solar system now is right. Would you agree with that?
Well, those are objects that are hanging in space, and like the Earth and the Sun and the Moon, and those are very definite objects that you can't deny. And but how about human mankind and the ability to be different of all the species? That's still a mystery. And
well, not
well,
really.
No, it's
I mean,
not.
Space.
That
in regards to space, infinite space. What's behind infinity?
That's not even much of a real question.
Yeah.
That seems to be in English, but it
Yeah.
doesn't really add up to a meaningful statement.
Do you understand that infinity is a concept? It's not a number or a place that you can get to?
Well, even our own existence is still a concept because, science seems to be changing it all the time. Look at Lucy and that we came from monkeys, and then...
No, we didn't come from monkeys.
From monkeys.
Who told you we came from monkeys?
If you get a science book, you can tell.
I got a lot of science books, and none of them say that.
Well,
yeah, I'm sorry. What?
There's some. I mean, I don't have it in front of me, but there is some. If you
no,
right. No, I think the problem we've got here. I think the problem we've got here is that you've got a little bit. Excuse me.
You can see how it's progressing through evolution.
Yeah, we understand evolution pretty well. It doesn't say you come from monkeys, although that is kind of a popular misinterpretation of the evidence. What it says is that all life forms are descended through sort of a hierarchical tree of life forms, and that somewhere in the past, monkeys and humans have a common ancestor. All right?
Well, that's still a concept. I mean, it hasn't been proved in stone. And
no, it's been pretty well demonstrated that that's true.
Yeah, it's pretty well established that that's what actually happened at this point.